Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome to another train set unboxing, this time of Hornby's cheapest train set. So it has been quite a long while since I last unboxed a train set, so I thought I would do one for you today. And as I say, I think the one I've managed to find today might be Hornby's cheapest. It's brand new and it is this. As you can see, it's part of the Hornby Junior train set range and it is the Paddington train set. And yes, very, very cheap. The RRP for this is £34.99. But I bought this from Hatton's even cheaper than that for £31.50. So very, very cheap indeed. And if you want to try out Hornby's cheapest train set for yourself, I have included a link in the description so that you can pick one up. So today I'm going to be getting this out. We're going to find out what this is like. I've never actually had a Hornby Junior train set before, so this is going to be quite a new experience for me. But yeah, let's find out what it's like and hopefully it will be a good one. Alright, so yes, the Hornby Junior. I must say to start with, it's quite a light box. I was quite surprised really as, well, by how light it was really. Okay, so this is the Hornby Junior train set. It is a battery operated train set, which is quite interesting. So this is not an electric train set, which is quite unusual from Hornby. So on the front, as you can see, lovely artwork there of the engine. And there is old Paddington, of course, in his classic red hat. Hello there, Mr. Brown. Okay, so that's that. If we just have a quick look around the back, you can see we have, ooh, okay, what a great way to get started in the world of model railways. Really? I don't think this will get you started in the world of model railways, will it? Maybe it will, maybe I'm wrong. And as you can see, yes, we have some easy to construct card and accessory pieces here, including a tunnel and a station, which is quite cool. So that's not bad, that's not bad. And it also shows you what the contents are, of course. So you've got, yeah, the track, the engine, and some accessories to go with it, which is pretty cool. So let's get this out then, and let's find out what this one is like, shall we? Yeah, really interested, actually, to experience this for the first time. As it stands, I've not had this out of the box, so this really will be the first ever time this comes out. So let's find out what it's like. Here we go. Ooh, okay. It's a plastic tray, which is quite unusual. Oh, oh dear. I tell you what, folks, this certainly is a cheap train set. Certainly not just cheap in terms of the price either. In fact, to tell you the truth, it doesn't seem cheap enough really for what this is. Oh dear. But yeah, we will see what this is like. So, blimey, where do we start with this? Well, I can see there's a bag on the underside. Oh wow. Well, I must say, you get quite a lot in this for your money, don't you? Let's take a look, shall we? Let's open up this bag. So, Hornby Junior. Battery fitting, yes, never had to do that before with a model train. That's, well, I have with the cheap Chinese ones, but certainly not with a Hornby train. So yeah, that's fair enough. I'm sure that will be quite self-explanatory though. Bit of yeah, warranty, that's all right. And then we have all of these different bits and pieces, which I must say are quite nicely made, aren't they? Quite nicely printed. So here we have what appears to be a very shiny Hornby station building, which is nice. Then we have what appears to be, I'm going to say what appears to be, just in case I've misunderstood what these are, but that is, well, quite obviously a station platform, which I will try to assemble in just a second. And then it seems we have a tunnel as well, which seems to go together and make a nice tunnel for the engine to go in. So at least somebody's thought about that, somebody's thought about the fun factor and making it a bit more of a sort of, I suppose, a model railway than a train set, but obviously it is more or less a train set in its own right. So let's get some of this out then. Let's take a look at the track first, which I notice does appear to be 00 gauge, but of course not electric track. So this is completely separate from the rest of the Hornby range. So there we go. As you can see, it even uses a different way of connecting the track, which means this is completely separate to the standard Hornby track system, which is interesting. Not really sure if that's a good idea for a starter set. A starter set, you see, because, well, you can't really go any further with that, can you? It doesn't work with the rest of Hornby's track. So that's the straights, and then we'll take a look at some of the curves as well. And I must say, you get a lot of track with this. How many's here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and there's 3 sets of 6. So, yep, do the maths. There's quite a lot of track there. So, yep, quite nice wide curves as well. They don't even look like first radius. So that's quite interesting. We've got some Ooh, rubber trees. That's quite interesting. They don't look too bad, actually, do they? You wouldn't really want to put them on your sort of serious model railway, but they look all right, don't they? They don't look too bad. But yes, made of rubber. That's very interesting. Blimey. Then we have, let's get that one out of the way. Then we have some accessories inside here. So we have some overhead line holders. I'm not really sure the proper name for those. And also what appears to be some signals as well inside there. So they will go alongside the track and again help to make the thing a little bit more realistic. But now let's get on to the part we're all interested in, and that is the engine and its coaches and its train. So let's get the coach out first then, shall we? Which is quite difficult to get out. Ooh, my word. Yes, I can see why this would be cheap. Right, so that's the noise. I think the noise itself says a lot more than I could possibly say about it. Well, it's very basic, which I suppose is what you want for a kid's toy. It's certainly not going to be too easy to break. You've got non-standard Hornby couplings on it, which again is a bit problematic in terms of expanding. I do get the feeling that this train set is not intended to be expanded upon, which is strange given Hornby's massive range of model railway stuff, but fair enough. Yeah, very, very basic plastic wheels, just like the ones I bought in my sort of cheap Chinesey train sets that I reviewed not too long ago. But other than that, yeah, it's quite a nicely painted thing. Generally speaking, it's got a slightly better paint job, possibly, well, sort of, than some of the really cheap train sets I've seen. And of course, we've got Paddington on the doors and things, which is quite nice. So that's the coach. Then we have the end car. I assume this is the dummy. I think we'll probably only have one powered car in here. Oh, okay. So we have some buttons on the top, but they appear to be just dummy buttons. I suppose that's so that they match the power car. We've got some pantographs on there, which don't move. Again, that makes sense. There's no way they'd want to put a moving pantograph on a very basic toy like this. But we do have an LED in the end there, which is a bit strange. That is definitely an LED. But of course, it can't work because I don't think there's any way to put a battery in this dummy car. And they definitely feel like fake buttons. So have they literally just got a dummy LED inside there? What a very strange set, folks. What a very strange set. Well, maybe this one's got one that works. So this is the power car. In fact, it's basically the same weight. It doesn't weigh anymore. Ooh, this looks really weird. Look at this. Look at this rear bogie on here. So the bogie turns, but the axles that are driven, we've only just got one driven axle, just sort of hangs there. Oh, that is really weird. What an interesting design. Yeah, quite like that design, actually. And then on the top, yes, we do have a button here. That's not just a dummy. It's not just a placeholder for a button. That is an actual button. So that's what you use to activate the train set. And that's nice. You haven't just got a switch on the side, I suppose, which just causes it to derail when you try and activate it. You can just literally push it on the top and that will work. And then we have got an LED in there. So hopefully that will be lit. Hopefully that will be wired up and working. We will see. So there we go. The Paddington train set. How very interesting. To be honest, I was not expecting it to be this cheap and nasty, because this is 3 times more expensive than the other cheap train set I reviewed. So I was expecting it to be slightly different in terms of its quality, but surprisingly it doesn't seem to be. It really is the most basic train set you could imagine, really. I suppose except for the fact that you do have all of the accessories. That is something, isn't it? Yeah, that is definitely something. So let's try and put this together. I'll put the track together. I will put some of the models together, the station platform and the tunnel and everything, and we'll see how it works as a train set, shall we? Let's give it a try. Alright then folks, well that all went together very well I must say, at least that part has been thought through very well. The buildings were nice and easy to build. I suppose the tunnel maybe was the most challenging part, not too bad. I suppose there is a bit of risk involved with the double-sided tape on there. If a kid messed that up, I suppose that might ruin things slightly, but apart from that, the track seems to go together very well. There is quite a lot of track, which is something, isn't it? Yeah, quite a lot of track actually, wasn't expecting there to be quite that much. There aren't really enough of the overhead electric cables thingies, whatever they're called. Yeah, there's only enough really to cover half of the track with those. I've put the signals outside the tunnel. The trees are looking, well, very tree-like, aren't they, on the layout there. And then I've set up the station, of course, and the train, which has not yet been tried. So I'm going to press the button on top of the train and we will find out whether it works. Hopefully it does. So I've got batteries in here, they went in nice and easily, but well, I have pushed the button off the track obviously just to make sure that it all works, and it does seem to. So are you ready? I'm going to press the mighty button. Here we go. Oh, yep, it's going. So it seems to work very well actually. Yep, it is working, and even the light on the front does work, which I've just noticed. Does the one on the back work? I don't think so. No. So that's a little bit strange and bizarre, but besides that, it seems to work very well. So, I can't complain really. I mean, it works, doesn't it? So I'm pretty pleased with this. I mean, it is very expensive, I think, for what it is. And I think it's just derailed. Well, let's watch and see what happens. It should be interesting. Is it the coach that's derailed? That's odd. It's been going for 5 minutes and been fine. Yeah, it is. It's the coach. Right, okay. Well, I guess we better fix that then. Okay. I suppose it's probably because it's so light, but it was fine. But yeah, there's just something niggling with me really. I'm a bit confused as to the existence of this. Why would Hornby want to introduce a non-electric train set to their range? I sort of didn't get that actually when they first introduced the Hornby Junior. But the biggest problem for me with these is that they don't seem to fit into the Hornby range. In fact, they don't really seem to fit into the hobby as a whole. And I can't really see how these would benefit Hornby other than in the short term, and I certainly can't see how they would benefit the hobby and on the whole. So normally I would say the purpose of a starter electric train set is just to give it to a child and just let them get the bug for model railways, hopefully. And the idea is, right, that the train set, if you want, can grow with the child. So they can just go down to the model shop, or you can take them down to the model shop, and they can buy a Flying Scotsman and put it on the track, and it will work. Another day perhaps they can go down to the model shop and buy some more track, and they can add a second oval of track, or maybe a siding with a set of points, or some crossovers, or a turnaround, or a turntable. There's a whole range of different stuff you can do with the track. And as the kid grows more, they might be able to do some scenery for it. They might build buildings and just build it up into a massive model railway rather than just a train set. I think the problem with the Hornby Junior is that any potential modeler that gets bought one of those or buys one of those, they're going to hit a dead end straight away, aren't they? There's nowhere to go from there. If you went and bought that Flying Scotsman, yes, it's the right gauge, but it's not an electric train set, it's not electric track, so that won't work. You can't even buy other Hornby rolling stock because the couplings on the Hornby Junior set are completely proprietary to the Hornby Junior stuff, and so that won't work either. There really is no other way to expand the train set other than buying another Hornby Junior train set, and of course the range is so tiny at the moment that the only other engines you can get for it are the, well, Hornby Junior engines, which of course are the exact same thing, just in a slightly different paint job. So yeah, I mean, even for Hornby, that's a terrible business decision, surely, because there's nowhere else to go. It's a one-time sale of quite an inexpensive train set, and obviously the range is so tiny that there's nowhere else for kids to go with that. And so people that get the Hornby Junior are just going to think, oh well, that was a bit of a rubbish train set. We won't go into Hornby anymore. And in fact, the only chance they're going to have of getting into the hobby is to buy another Hornby train set, which this time is compatible with the rest of the range. And that's a bit wasteful. So yeah, to me, the biggest problem with this is Hornby has got such a big range, but this set exists outside of this range. It's a completely different system, which doesn't work with the rest of the Hornby stuff. Now, yeah, I know electric train sets for kids aren't ideal because they are quite high maintenance, and yes, if a bit of dust or dirt builds up on them, they're not going to work properly, but that is Hornby. There's no way that Hornby are going to be able to get away from that anytime soon. That is their business. And if they're going to create another range to the side of that, it's got to be quite considerably sized, hasn't it? Otherwise, it's just a dead end, like I say. So, yeah, I can't understand it, to be honest with you. I'm struggling to see the point. So you might say that I'm being unfair, and perhaps it's just a good standalone train set. It works in its own right, and it is pretty inexpensive. But the trouble is, once we get into the realms of battery-powered train sets, there are a whole multitude of other options to choose from, and all, in fact, are considerably cheaper. In fact, remember this? This was my really cheap Chinese train set that I bought for the Halloween video. That cost me 10 quid, and not only is it a larger scale, but that has got lights on it, and it's got sound as well, and it was a third of the price, less than a third of the price. And check out this one. This is a 00 gauge one that I bought. This cost me £8, and it looks to have basically the same features as the Paddington train set. It's just, once again, less than a third of the price. So yes, it might be a good train set in its own right, it might work on its own, but it's farcically expensive compared to basically every other battery operated train set. So unless you want to get ripped off, you're not going to go with the Hornby Junior. Yeah, just struggling to understand the existence, really, struggling to see how it fits into Hornby's range. And of course it doesn't fit into Hornby's range because I suppose apart from the scenery, there's absolutely nowhere to go. A kid that gets bought this Hornby Junior train set is not going to be able to tap into the world of model railways with it, and that to me defeats the whole point of starter train sets. Really bizarre. It's a beautifully made train set, right? It's well designed, well, quite inexpensive, not really, but I just feel that whoever thought it up didn't really think it through. It just doesn't make sense for Hornby as far as I can see. I mean, maybe I'm just ignorant. Maybe there is a part of this that really will massively help and benefit Hornby, or maybe there is a point to this train set that I've missed. If that's true, please do let me know. I could be wrong, but apart from that, I don't really see how it fits in anywhere. I can't really see how it fits into the toy industry, let alone the model railways industry. Very bizarre, but a decent train set, I suppose, in its own right, but of course just very, very expensive compared to other battery operated train sets of a similar size and quality. Bizarre. So overall then, yeah, don't get me wrong, it is a good train set. I'm certainly not going to say that it's not a good train set. I just think, given the other battery operated train sets out there, if this is going to do well, it would need to be a lot closer to that sort of price. Or for that price, or for, you know, for 30 or 35 pounds, they ought to have found a way to make this into a rudimentary electric train set, just so that it can use the normal Hornby track. It still could be battery powered, of course, but at least if it had the normal Hornby track, there would be a way for kids to expand and actually turn this into a proper model railway, rather than having nowhere else to go. But besides that, it's a decent standalone train set, though of course, as I say, it's just too expensive for what it is. No sound or anything like that, only half of the lights work. Yeah, it's just a lot of money, given that I've paid £8 for a very similar train set in the past. But I must say I had fun building the cardboard buildings. I'm not sure how long they'd last, but they certainly were fun to build. So yeah, there we go, Hornby Junior. Let me know what you think. Is it any good? Would you buy it? Or is it a bit of a waste of time? I suppose there are arguments to be made for both sides of that. But for now, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing that. Let me know, would you like to see more budget train sets? And if so, I might do some more. For now though, thanks for watching folks, and thanks for your time, and I will see you very soon. Cheers everybody.